David Smoak rejoins us tomorrow here on SicEm365 Radio. For his nice little vacation in Florida. A guy who's, he might get some vacation time, but he's about to start a new job. Tony Greene, new Lady Bears assistant coach, joins us now. And, Coach, thanks for hopping on the show. So what was this process like joining Nicki, Collen's staff? Where did you guys intersect along the coaching highways that this came about for you to come to Waco?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm really, really excited to be a part of the Baylor family. Nicki and I, we coached against each other when she was an assistant at Arkansas, her and Tari, and I was at Grambling State at the time. And we reconnected. I just got a phone call when she accepted the job. I was totally honored and surprised, and and we talked for over a week or so, almost 2 weeks. We just talked on the phone, and we talked a lot about a lot of different things. We talked a little about basketball. We talked more about life and pouring in the kids and things like that. And she ended up offering me the job, and it was I was very excited once she actually put the offer on the table, and I was ready to come home.
So what were some of those things you feel like you kind of connected on and were of similar, I guess, value to you as people in helping, players and on and off the court? Like, what were kind of some of the things you felt like in conversing with her, you were kind of on the same page together?
Well, when she talked about not just developing winners on the court, but winners in life, that's where it really connected with me, because I have 4 daughters and a son, and my coaches growing up had a major impact on my life. And so she asked me my why, why I'm in the business, what makes me go. And my why is actually serving others. I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today if God didn't put people in my life that actually was instrumental in developing me as a young man. And I appreciate that, and I always, made an agreement to God that I'm going to always pay it forward. And I think that's where we really connected, about pouring into other people, serving other people, paying it forward, invested in players, invested in the community, in Waco, investing in Baylor as a university. And that's where we made our connection.
So you're a Texan, right? You grew up here. Where did you grow up in Texas?
I'm from Dallas, Texas, in the inner city, Oak Cliff, Texas. That's what we call it. I went to Roosevelt High School. I went to Roosevelt High School for 2 years, and then I finished up at Richardson High School on the suburbs of Dallas. Okay,
well, yeah. So, you're well familiar with the area. You've been recruiting it a long time. Even as a JUCO coach, I know at Langston. With the Baylor name around you recruiting, and you've always been a good recruiter, how much easier does that make your job when you say, "Hi, this is Tony Greene from Baylor"?
Well, I believe that with the Baylor brand, you can recruit from coast to coast. Don't get me wrong. I think Texas has more than enough for Baylor, but Baylor gives you the opportunity to get in the living room from the West Coast to the East Coast. And so what more can you ask for, to help you recruit? I think that the tradition and the former players and coaches have done a great job to create that opportunity, and I'm looking forward to carrying it on.
How much, Coach, did you watch the Baylor women's program over the years? And what Kim Mulkey obviously did was incredible before leaving for LSU. But what's kind of your knowledge and background or just thoughts on what you have seen from the Lady Bears program?
Well, I've watched them some. I really watched them more. This is so funny. When I was at Marquette, if we got knocked out in the first round, and if we would have won, we would have played Baylor. But Virginia Tech beat us. Mm-hmm. So I had some Baylor scouts. So I'm very familiar with the players to a certain extent for the most part. And I was very impressed with their toughness, with their the energy that they spent on the defensive end of the court. I was very pleased with not their first effort, but their second and third effort when it comes to making plays. And great teams can dig down and give you that third and fourth effort, whether it's offensively or defensively. Of course, they're talented, but I think they are mentally tough. I think they love competing. And so those are all the things that stood out to me, to be at the level that Baylor program is. You have to be more than just talented. You have to be committed. You have to be willing to sacrifice on a lot of different levels. And I think that, it's easy to say that Coach Muckey had that program doing those things consistently.
So you've been away from the state of Texas for quite a while, save 3 years at Texas Southern, right?
Yes.
So were you, you're at a point, were you antsy to get back home? Was this part of the draw?
That was a huge draw for me. My parents, my mom's 80, my dad's 85. I've been away from home for 27 years. I've always recruited in the area, but I've just been away from home. I'm a family guy. I'm a country guy. My dad is I was born and raised in Giddings, Texas, off Highway 77. We used to drive from Dallas through Waco, hit Highway 77 and get to Giddings. And so I used to spend my summers down there, and I miss those things. I've just been away from my family. I have 8 brothers and a sister. My kids are older. They're in college. They're living in different states. And so, they're living in Texas and Oklahoma. And so with that being said, it was just that was a huge reason why I wanted to come home as well. That Baylor was a good fit for me. I thought that everything just lined it up.
Is most of your family still in the Dallas area, the Giddings area, or are they kind of spread out?
That they are majority. I have one brother in Giddings, and I have one brother in Oklahoma, and then everybody else is the rest of my brothers and sisters are in Dallas.
Well, let me tell you what.
My parents.
Let me tell you what, Coach. I moved to Waco several years ago. That drive to Dallas now is like nothing. So you're gonna love. Yeah, you're gonna feel like it's just going home and back. You do it so often. It feels like absolutely nothing. Now, are you looking forward to some good barbecue, some Whataburger? Like, are there some other things about?
I tell you what I'm looking forward to in Waco. Every time we drove from Dallas to Giddings, Texas, we stopped in Waco. When we got on Highway 77, right there where the circle is, there was the best hamburger place. I can't think of the name.
Health Camp?
Health Camp.
Hamburger spot, right?
Health Camp.
Yes. Yeah. I can't wait to get one of those burgers. It's the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I get to Waco.
Good call. Good call.
So, Coach, you have 5 kids. You had 8 brothers and sisters. You do a job that requires you to be in a gym. Do you get uncomfortable in quiet rooms?
You know what? That is so funny. My wife gets on me all the time because I have to go to sleep to a TV. I'm serious. Because that's so true. When you grow up in a home where it's real busy, you get accustomed, you get immune to the noise. And so that's something that, quiet rooms, they bother me a little bit. I'm used to having things move around, and I'm used to seeing stuff move around and be a little busy. So yes, quiet rooms don't bother me. And you know what? It's going to be awesome being around. Baylor has a huge support for women's basketball, so I'm going to be excited to be around a lot of people.
Yeah, they certainly do, and has been going for a while like that. A nice fan base built up over the years. Now, you specialize in guard development. You've gotten to look at some of these guards. Look, they just picked up a transfer guard from Oklahoma State. How much have you gotten to look at them since the time that you took the job, and of course, obviously the scout that you did last year?
Right. I haven't had a lot of time to actually look this particular year. I'm a little familiar with the look guard from Oklahoma State who can really shoot it. Has deep range, can shoot it off the bounds behind ball screens, which is very, very good. I think she's a really good player. I just remember the scout from last year. I thought that every guard that stepped on the floor was an elite defender, which was awesome. I don't think they had really weak links defensively. And I thought that the guards did a great job of doing their role. The Baylor was, normally an inside-out team. And when you have that type of talent on the inside, there's no reason why not to be. But I also thought the guards did a great job of picking and choosing when to, contribute and when to be more aggressive, depending on the double teams and stuff like that. So, no, I thought, without a doubt, Baylor lost two really, really good guards to the WNBA. And so, it's going to be exciting to feel the need and to continue the tradition to, recruit and get some more kids in there that can contribute just like they did.
What does Nicki Collen's WNBA experience bring as kind of an extra thing to her head coaching style and what she's going to be able to tell recruits and players already on the team about that next level and styles of basketball that she's encountered?
Right. Well, recruiting-wise, I think that, a lot of kids that play that's going to come to Baylor and want to play at a high level, their goal normally is to play in the WNBA or across seas. So Coach Collen has a lot of experience in that. She can speak from a different level of some college coaches when it comes to in-depth vision of what it's going to take to be a contributor on the WNBA level. I think coaching-wise, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different, when you have to defend elite players in the WNBA, you have to come up with creative schemes to stop. So I think with that experience of her trying to defend and guard the best players in the world on a night-to-night basis, there's a lot that she can bring to the Baylor program to contribute extra and O-wise.
So, Coach, I know this has been like probably a whirlwind for you. I mean, you just, got announced as having taken the job. So not trying to rush you here with this question, but what is kind of, now that you've accepted the job, what's kind of your schedule or your next few weeks look like as far as, gathering up all your things and moving and getting to Waco? Like, how's that kind of timeline, or is that something you guys are still working out?
Well, my plan is to start my way to Waco this Thursday. I'm still trying to work out some kinks, but I would like to be on campus no later than Monday. Okay. To meet everybody and start my tenure at Baylor.
And get that Health Camp burger.
Yeah.
Get that Health Camp burger as well. Yeah. Yeah, I was just there a few weeks ago, actually, and they do make some good burgers. Well, Coach, thrilled for you and thrilled for you to be back in Texas. I know that obviously means a lot to you in talking to you, and I know Lady Bears fans are fired up as well to have you on board and see this staff continue to grow. So congratulations, and I'm sure we'll be running into you sooner rather than later, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I can't wait to meet you face to face, and I'm looking forward to diving into the community and serving.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it. Enjoy. Have good luck with the move.
Absolutely.
It's never easy. You know that. You're a coach, so you've moved a lot. You're a pro at it. So, all right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Tony Greene. There we go. Glad that he's going to get that burger. You know what? It's weird. That happens to me when I know that I'm going to go someplace that I've been before. Then I'm like, ooh, hey, I get to go to that place. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's probably like in the back of his mind, or like,
it must have been. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I mean,
must have been. But there's quite a few good spots all around Waco that I'm sure he'll find. Double R is always good, but there's a lot of. But Health Camp's a good one too. But I'm glad that he's official. I'm glad that Nicki Collen is continuing to chop away at this coaching staff, and we've seen her now bring in Sophia Young-Malcolm. We've seen her bring in Tari Cummings. We've seen her now bring in Michael Mata, Aaron Sternecker, Micah Odom, like everybody doing different roles. Mata be the assistant AD for basketball operations, Sternecker the video coordinator, Odom assistant director of operations. We know Sophia is going to be in the player development side of things. And then he and Cummings with the the full bore assistants. So I don't know in the top of my head, I don't know what all she has left still to do. If there's more hires or not.
Yeah, I think there's probably
like another one, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
another one or two. Maybe.
And Coach Smoak had a big coaching staff.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
like
that's her. So I don't know if that's normal.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know like what the number is. Like she had a larger one than normal, and obviously she earned that because of of doing that. But do you what's Nicki Collen comfortable with?
Right.
Does she want a staff of this? Because sometimes you don't. People may say, oh well, the last coach had 9 assistant coaches. Well, I may only want 6. I don't, I want people to do different things or, those kind of things, whatever you're comfortable with, or you start here and then you add as needed, kind of a thing. But yeah,
Yeah, there's 3 for team. I think just based on what I'm reading right here, because I don't know those rules on like how many coaches are allowed, but I think there's 3 main assistants per team unless this has changed since this article.
Well, then you have other things, yeah.
But no, that's what I mean is like there's the video operations and that doesn't count, and so that's some of the hires she's made. So based on if you are allowed 3 full-time assistants, like assistant coaches, then I would think she's got one more to make.
Yeah.
Because he and then Tari Cummings would fit that bill.
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing something, but I think that's what we're looking
like Sophia
at.
Young Malcolm is Associate AD for Player Development.
Not an assistant coach,
so she's not an assistant coach. Now she will add her expertise as asked and required, but she's not going to be like, if Nicki Collen has,
gets thrown out of the game, she's not going to be coaching.
She's not going to move down the bench. She's not going to do that. So, which I doubt Nicki Collen's ever going to get. You never know, though.
Who knows?
You never know.
We haven't seen her yet. She might be really fiery. I don't know.
Yeah, she might have some of that.
Might stomp her foot a lot in those high heels. No, I'm very intrigued by what this Lady Bears team's going to look like next year. But there's a lot of excitement surrounding basketball right now. I think that's great, and more so than as Ashley Hodge I think pointed out last week, and Jason King did as well. There's more basketball talk, especially for the men, than there probably ever has been around this time of year. But pretty weird when you really think about it that there's a new Lady Bears head coach. Like even though I've come to terms with that and it's been a few weeks, it's still just sort of strange, and I think it'll be really strange when they hit the court next year, but I think it'll also be very exciting. So love talking to Tony Greene and getting to know him a little bit, and I always think it's great. It's kind of like Erica Mateos when he was so fired up to be coming back to Texas. I think that's great for Tony to be able to come back home as well and to have all these family. And I'm telling you, man, anybody who lives in Waco has to go to Dallas a lot. That drive to Dallas is nothing basically now. I mean, for me, it's nothing.
Look, I just did it this weekend, and I mean, it's but before, like, it's so nothing that the minute that you would get tired by it, you're already at where you're going.
As soon as I get past West, I'm good. Because it just seems like it takes a while to get to West, even though it doesn't. But then, like, after I get past West, I'm like, yep, I'm almost there already. At least that's how it feels.
Yes. My only frustration is that, like, there's places I go in Dallas where I'm like, I saw you tear this up 3 years ago. I don't think you've been back. I know, like, I'm sure Armstrong and Jack, who are from, and Hayden, they're all Dallas natives. I'm sure you guys feel that way when you're driving around. Like, what? Like, can you just put one guy with a hard hat there with a flag? It was make me feel better. Like, at least you remember that this isn't done yet. Like, sometimes I think that they're like, oh, so like, and then one day they'll get a phone call like, hey, you ever gonna do anything about that 635 up there? And they're like, oh man. Get Carl out there. We need to start digging a hole. I don't know. It just, but yeah, it's great. It's great. I absolutely, and look, going there and back Cowboys stuff that I've done the last few years. When we go do high school stuff, it doesn't even bother me. We're gonna have to do it 4 times this year, at least.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the Midwest schedule.
Yeah, so we have to do it 4 times this year to go up to the Metroplex. And we don't have to get like deep into it. We're in the southern part of it, but even still, it doesn't even faze me that we'll have some late nights coming back. It's really where we have to go is probably about 20 minutes further than if we were going to Collen, to Leo Buckley.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not really that bad. So yeah, and plus getting back to the family, and he's got a big family, man. 5 kids, 8 brothers and sisters. That's like two Sins families, isn't it, Armstrong? You have 4. Like, there's 4 of you, right?
How many brothers does he have?
He has 8 brothers and sisters, 8 siblings.
8 siblings, yeah. There's 4 of us, but we're all boys.
Yeah. So, but still a double as far as volume goes. It's a double Sims.
That'd be awesome.
Would you like to call that, like, is that the move we should call that? If you have 8, it's a double Sims?
Yes, that's a correct term.
A double Sims. All right, when we come